be working towards our time freedom and our financial freedom, that I can be in the waiting room at the hospital while my mom is trying to get better. So if you're just hopping on, download the Unfold app, UNFOLD, Unfold. If you could do that for me, that would be awesome. And by no means is it going to be perfect and easy. It's going to be a task that you're going to have to play with. But I love to just tell people what is working, because what works for one doesn't work for another. But that doesn't mean that we can't try new things and see what works. So today I'm talking to y'all about social media, and we are talking about samples, because I just think that those are two things that I was not good at, and I feel like I'm kind of turning into a professional here lately. So that was what was on my heart, and I wanted to share it with y'all. So we're literally 30 seconds from getting started on our Lunch and Learn Zoom today. So if you're just hopping on, please go and download the Unfold app. I'll go and put that back on there again. I learned that sometimes the chat like goes away with the time. I don't know. So waiting till noon. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday and that you've really enjoyed this series. There's been some phenomenal speakers and more to come, and I'm so humbled to be a part of this lineup. So here it is, straight at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, guys. My name is Lindsey Dickens-Rossler. I am so excited to be on this Zoom with each and every one of you today. I am going to give you a little bit, if there's any background noise, if somebody comes in, I am actually in the waiting room. My mother is in ICU, and here is what I want you to say today. If there is anything that we have taught you, can teach you, and that Lavelle can do for you, is you have the opportunity to have time freedom and financial freedom. And that is just something that has been so important to me these last few weeks as my world has been turned upside down. And I just want to give a huge shout out to my team who has pulled through for me. I want to thank, or just say to everybody on here, way to kill June. I know it was a record-breaking month for a lot of people, if not Lavelle, as well as what momentum we have to go into July 1st. So when I picked my particular day, I had no idea it was July 1st. I just know normally Wednesday is my day that I line up a lot of Zooms, and, you know, I fix my hair and do all those things. So I'm very, very excited to be on here today. And so when we were asked to pick our topics, it was a no-brainer for me. What I love about this business is it changes. Things change, they come and go, and that's just the nature of the beast, right? And so for me, social media, my social media has changed, as well as my sampling has changed. And so I think it is very important just to be transparent with each and every person of what is working and how it's working. And there is one thing, I've never had the opportunity to meet Kayla Fox, but I feel like we're besties. So shout out to you. I am as free can get. I do not sit here and pay for apps and pay for things like that, because yes, it may take a little bit more, but I'm the type of person that can get out, you know, the photo grid, little word swag or whatever. I can figure out how to edit that out. Heaven forbid I pay $9.99, right? But I want everybody to go and do the Unfold, download the Unfold app. It has been one of my best friends here lately. So you're going to download that app. But while everybody's downloading that app and it's getting on your phone or your computer or wherever it is, if you're doing it from your computer, it may not look the same. I do everything on my phone. You are lucky that I'm not doing this Zoom off my phone. That's just the way that I live. That is the thing. It's a mobile-based business. We can work from anywhere. So while you're downloading that, I wanted to talk to y'all about how it is with the Unfold app and things, and I'll let that download. The first thing I want to talk to you about is albums in your phone. So what I have learned through social media here lately is being able to have the opportunity to go and make albums in my phone. So I have started utilizing my stories quite frequently, and it has been huge for me in my business. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, I have had the best personal volume in the last 60 days that I've had in the last 6 years that I've been in this business. And here is why I'm doing that. And I'm bold to say that. And I've gone up and down and all around, but I have had that because I'm working the heck out of my stories. And so a lot of people say, well, how are you doing that? I don't overthink it. Number one. So I love to go to the Lavelle fan page story. I love to find before and after pictures. I love to find sculpt results. I love to find anything like that. And on my team alone, I will ask on my team page, hey, send me some of your sculpt results. Hey, send me some of your before and after pictures, and I'll start those threads, because the best thing is once you start a post like that and you have a thread in your team page, you can always go back to that, right? So in my phone, I have started making albums. So I have a transformation album. I have a favorites album. I have a rest album, a restore album, a balance, a sculpt, a promo. I have started taking things that I like, text messages that newbies send me, different things like that, that you can do, and making sure that I'm putting them in those particular albums. Paycheck Tuesday. I have a Paycheck Tuesday, so I'll do a thread with some of my leaders, and I'll say, how was your paycheck this week? What were you able to pay? And I will literally take their text messages, okay, or their message that they send me, cover out the dot, and go in there and screenshot that and put that in my Paycheck Tuesday. So today's Wellness Wednesday or Wise Woman Wednesday, or today is July 1st. We had a lot of people that did ranks. So what are ranked up or re-ranked or whatever it is, I'm going to make an album. And I had some of my top leaders say, hey, you already made the graphic. Will you text me the picture so that I can go on ahead and get that up? So I'll put in today, I'm going to have a new album called Ranks. What I'm going to do is go into my stories, and I'm going to go and type ranks. I'm going to say, look at what these incredible leaders did. That'll be my first slide. And then it's going to pop up all of these different leaders that already have made their graphics. And that's what I'm going to do. On Paycheck Tuesday, I always start with something like, what if this were you? And then I have about 4 screens of different text messages or messages of what people did with their pay. And that's what I'm doing in my stories. On Tuesdays, I'll start with Transformation Tuesday and just say, what can these 3 simple steps do for you? Here's the thing. If you don't have this huge transformation, it's okay. Your picture, though, needs to be in that Transformation Tuesday. Okay? That is so important, because here's one thing that I'm learning through this journey. If people don't see it in you and you're just throwing up everybody else, they're going to think, well, she's just trying to sell me. You know what? Is your smile brighter than it was when you started the Thrive Experience? Are you spending more times with your kids? Are you not putting your kids in front of you in a picture and now they're beside you? Guys, don't overthink the situation, but you have to put your own pictures in there to make it where people see it and believe it. So on Transformation Tuesdays, I'll start with, we all take the same 3 simple steps, and I'll put 4 or 5 slides of different people's pictures, and I'll end it with mine, and it'll have a poll that just says, my poll always asks 2 questions that are positive. Want more information, or let's do this? It's never a yes or no. Don't give them the negative option. Always make it absolutely, heck yes. Why didn't I sign up sooner? Like, make your polls something fun like that. And here's how you're going to start making a bunch of these fun things, is in the Unfold app. I'm going to tell you right now, I advise you to possibly get an Activate and some Rum when you're going through this app, because it does take some patience, okay? But once you learn how to do this app, it is a no-brainer. So for me, I went in and did a 12-week transformation, and I took a picture of myself and I put, who's ready? Okay. So yes, I did just say Activate and Run, because this little app is going to make you happy. AKA not happy. So I started with my picture and I said, who's ready? In this app, which I do free, it allows me to go and make the next slide. That's the same exact slide with me. Who's ready for our 12-week transformation? And it just keeps going. My next one says 12 weeks to the better version of you. So the cool thing about this Unfold app is you take the same exact picture. You can upload the picture. So we're going to just kind of make one right now. I'm going to create a story. And we're going to make a picture. Here's me in my crazy mask today. Ah. I'm going to make this picture and I'm going to say something like time freedom or money. Do you have time freedom or not? I don't know. I'm just words out there. I'm not being very clever right now. Who wants time freedom or financial freedom? All I have to do, my whole family's calling me, y'all. Y'all have to understand and you have to let me where I'm at because my mom is in the hospital. So the next thing you're going to do, they don't understand meaning. You can duplicate it. And now I can put the next one and use the same picture and just keep on going from there and changing it out. Here's what I want you to know about Unfold. I have these saved in my stories. I have an opportunity one. I have a 12-week transformation one. I have a fears. I have, sorry, when there's somebody in here and I'm in the hospital, I have to put my mask on. I have a here's what you can expect. And here's these I keep, and literally on a weekly basis, I make a new one. So I'm just going to read this one off to you real quick, okay? And you can go from here, and that way you can have the verbiage when you're ready to make one. So my first slide says, new customer packs are here. My second slide says the same new customer packs are here because I'm taking the same slide and moving it to the second. 3 different options to choose from. Each pack contains all 3 steps. The next one, same information, but it says, what can you expect when you start thriving with me? And then the next one says, I'm offering money off your purchase. Message me to get started. So there's 5 slides that I'm going to put up, and there's probably a different word for slides. But those are what I'm going to put up in the top of my deal in my stories. And here's the thing. Once you make these, guess what's so cool? So I already have this made. Say, hey, Lindsay, I want to change out your picture because people have been seeing that a lot. All I'm going to do is go in, change out my picture, and voila, the wording stays the same. The picture's new, and Lindsay looks crazy in her mask right there. So once you make the body of this on Unfold, guys, it is numerous things that you can do. So here's what we do on our team. I will make one and get really creative. And Susan's like, hey, Lindsay, here's my picture. Will you put this in there for me? And then Susan will make one because she's learning Story Swag, which I would highly recommend you to download Story Swag because you have some leaders that I know are going to give you information about that coming up. And we make each other these graphics and you find these words. So you need to make sure that Unfold is going to be your absolute new thing. So I made one right here that says money or freedom, why choose? And then the next slide goes on and it keeps going on and they're fun. But guess what? They're saved in my albums now. So when a day like today, when I am exhausted and mentally can't think and can't come up with good stuff in my stories, I can pop this up there to get some interaction, to get some people ready. I can end it with some sort of quiz or poll or something, or nothing. You don't always need to have a poll on the daily, guys. I need y'all to understand that. But what you can do is once you pop that in there, you have that. So here's what I'm going to tell you about your stories before we move to samples as well. You've got to be real. You've got to be authentic. You've got to let people see who you are. Okay. So I show my real raw self. Like in the morning when I'm taking my capsules, you will see me with bed hair sharing my, oh my gosh, what would I do without my jumper cables? Like that's who it is. Okay. You will see me throughout the day. I've been a little more low key here lately because of the restrictions at the hospital, but on a normal thing, I'm showing all of my shenanigans that I'm doing during the day, all of them. And I press the record button. It doesn't matter what people want to see. There is one thing I can tell you. On Instagram, they have some dang good filters. So utilize those if you're feeling a little shady that day and you don't think you look pretty. Just find that little glittery one and I don't know, you look gorgeous all of a sudden. So utilize those. Here's where I want to go with samples. Samples, I have a love-hate relationship with samples. When I say love-hate relationship with samples, I genuinely mean it. I used to give my samples away. I can't breathe. I used to give my samples away for free. I no longer do that. So I wanted to share with y'all what I'm doing. You might already be doing this, but there are a lot of people I know that aren't, and there are a lot of people that might have tried it and have taken away from that. What I am doing now is I'm selling my 3-day sample packs for $25. I do not offer 2 different kinds. I offer a 3-day sample pack, and in my sample pack, it's 3 capsules, 3 shakes, and 3 DFTs. So what that includes in there, and then guess what I do? I also throw in plus line products, okay? And I always say free shipping. That is so, so important. Like, because that way people think that for $25, they're getting this great deal. But guess what I have done? I laid all my products out. So like what they'll get in my $25 sample pack is the 3-day samples. I always throw a Pro Bar in. I actually give them 2 regular patches and then like a DFT black label or an ultra, whichever. I will throw in an activate. I throw in a blast, and I throw in a gel, whether it's form or skin. And then I put them all on a counter, on whatever fun counter you want to do. And I take in my Instagram, this is very important. This is how I have sold multiple samples and got multiple customers in the last 2 months. I'll go on my Instagram and I hold down my story and I'm just say, hey, I just wanted to show you what is involved in my sample pack. As I'm scrolling my phone across the counter, I'll show you the video here in a minute. And I just say, it's this, this, this. You get all of this for free shipping. It's so important. Drop me a heart if you want some information or if you want a $25 sample pack. Guess what? Once you do that story, you go and click on your story and you put it in your highlight reel. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Don't even know what it is all about. All I know is I can get back to it lickety split fast. So it's in my highlights, or I have it under health is what I actually have it under. So this is just a small tidbit of, I'm just kind of showing y'all what it is that I do. And I explain how I'm doing it. And I'm going to tell you, this comes from leaders across the board. This is an M. Henning thing. This is a Courtney thing. I mean, I see a lot of leaders do this. So guess what? I took their information and I have it on there. I have it done in 4 slides. I kind of talk about it. My verbiage says sample packs included. You get to pick out what shake flavor you want. And then my next slide just says, drop me a heart if you're interested. And then I put back on there the free shipping. So this has made me sell a multiple amount of samples in the last 60 days because I used to love to give it away. Guys, we are thrivers. We know what it can do. So we want to give it to the masses, right? Don't be that person. That is the sink, if anybody's wondering, or I don't know what this is. Never mind. I'm like, what is in the background? So don't sit here and give it to the masses. Our product is worthy. So if you want to break that up and do a 3-day sample and not do any plus line products for $15, do it. But guess what has been the silly of the deal for people? Always say, hey, Amber, this is a piece of the pie. This is not the whole pie. So I just want you to know that when you're ready to take on the full 8-week experience, your $25, I'm going to refund back to you when you place your order. Guys, whatever it is with me giving back their $25 to them has been a game changer for me because they know I've invested in them. Number 1, they paid for their sample, so they're dang sure going to take it. Number 2, now I've given their money back to them to start their Thrive experience. So they know that I'm invested in them. And I want you to know that has rocked my world, my personal production world in the last 60 days for me. And I'll be honest to you, as a 200K, sometimes we lose sight of our personal production because we want to give it away and do this and do that. I love having genuine customers who love it. And guess what the best thing about this whole deal is? So 9 times out of 10, they don't order till their 3rd day, right? They have to be out of their Thrive experience for about 3 to 4 days, God forbid 7, because of the shipping delays we've had a little bit here lately. They realize how much that 3-day sample actually did change for them. in that amount of time that it takes for them to get their product in. I have 2 ladies right now that were sample packed, ordered on Friday, and they're like, when is my product coming, Lindsey? And I'm like, well, it says it's shipping. You know how right now our shipping updates are kind of shady too, but hey, so I want you to do that. So when you find, and here's the best thing about my sample deal that I did, I put it out every single Wednesday. So you're going to see my sample thing come across my story. You're going to see that exact same thing. It's the same deal. I don't have to fret. I don't have to worry about it. I know every Wednesday I'm going to throw that sample out there. And I always say, put a heart. Multiple samples have been sold due to that. So utilize the resources that you have. Save your video so that every Wednesday, every Saturday, you go in and you put that up. And here's the thing. Consistency is key in this business, guys. We all know that. It is so important for you to, I'm leaning in because he's putting chips in the vending machine. Thank you so much, sir. So I don't know if y'all can hear that. That's what the background noise is. He's filling up the snacks for us here in the ICU. But that is so important to have that consistency and being able to do that over and over and over again. Let me look back at my notes, y'all, because I know I'm going 90 different directions. Sampling. And here's the thing. I always say I can Venmo or PayPal or Cash App, whichever one that you want. I do smart sampling. So do not sit here, take somebody's money, give them the information, and be done. Okay? Shame on you if that's what you do. What you need to be doing, making that free account, getting their information, having them go like the Lavelle fan page. Okay? And here is where I know people are missing the boat. And I'm going to tell you, if you're not doing this, shame on you, because I was missing the boat too. Get them on a 3-way chat. Hey, Melissa, I'm so excited that you're starting your sample pack, but I just wanted you to hear from my girlfriend, Susan, because I really think that your story will relate to her, and I cannot wait for you to start your Thrive Taste Test. I don't call mine sample packs. I say taste test, because that to me is what it really, truly is. It's each their own. But here's the thing. I don't know if Susan's story is going to be anything like Melissa's story, but I am assuming that there's going to be one thing that they have in common that's going to be a game changer. So I always bring Susan into that. Now, obviously, utilize your resources. If you have this person and they're a hardcore workout person and you have somebody on your team that's hardcore, get them in your group chat. It does not always have to be your upline. Put them in with the best person that you see fit for them, and then go from there. If you have a big, huge weight loss story with somebody, group them up, but make sure that they are going in and having it's third-party validation. So now, not only have you put them on the Lavelle fan page where there is a bajillion stories, you've also put them in contact with another person in real and raw. And guys, when I share my story in a group chat, I don't type that out. And if y'all do, you better stop. You need to be utilizing the audio. People need to hear your passion. And if you don't have your Thrive experience nailed down into 60 seconds, then I'm going to challenge you right now to get working on that. Okay. If the Thrive experience, if you have experienced everything, find the top 2 things that it's done for you and make that your 60-second elevator pitch, because that's what's important, and sharing that. So smart sample, guys. If you're doing your free samples, you have to smart sample. You have to put them into you've got to make sure that you're doing that, because if you're not, then they're going to fall through the cracks. Do you know how many free accounts I have or I don't have because I gave samples away? Guess what? Now when I know I have a tattoo that I got that says know your worth. Well, I know what my worth is, but now I know what my product's worth is. It is so much more than what we give it credit for. So before I start answering questions, let's just recap. Downloading the Unfold app and playing with that is going to probably take some time, okay? But you can cuss me. My name is Lindsey Dickens Rosser. You can say it out loud. I'll pray over you, because you're going to, okay? It's not easy right off the bat. But what I can tell you is once you get 5 stories made, you're going to be praising me because you're going to be thankful that you have something to go to when your mind is shot or when you just want something fun. I mean, I love to know that I can put a story on first thing in the morning and know it's going to run all day long, that I can put on each month in and month out, or week in and week out. So make sure that you learn that app. And remember, find your buddy and say, hey, you make a time freedom one, I'm going to make an opportunity one. You make a Thrive Experience one. I'm going to make a 12-week one, because once you make that, then you just put in different pictures and boom, the work is done. I am all about smarter, not harder, guys. There is only so much time in the day, and you can work this in the nooks and crannies if you're smart. Secondly, are samples. Sell your samples. Sell your samples. Make sure you're getting their email. Make sure that you are following up with them. Make sure you're putting them in a group chat and you're adding them to the Lavelle fan page. It is so, so important. Get your album started. I promise you, when you go in the mornings and you start your day, you're going to have your albums and say, okay, here's the thing. You have Motivational Monday, make an album. Transformation Tuesday or Paycheck Tuesday, you have that. Wellness Wednesday, you know. Thankful Thursday, it's a no-brainer. Flex Friday. Saturday is totally up to you. I'm a shenanigan Saturday kind of girl, so that's kind of what I lean on. But you can do Shout Out Saturday. You can do whatever kind of Saturday you want. Super Saturday, whatever. Sunday, I always see a lot of Self-Care Sunday. I just gave you 7 days a week that you could be making different things and having them ready. Because the most important thing for you is if your notes in your phone should be your absolute best friend, okay? That is so important for you to start utilizing your notes. Here's what I do. When I find a post on Facebook, and I love it, okay, because there are so many people out there that are so much smarter than me. I'm dang sure not going to work that hard. So why am I not? I go, if I see an entrepreneur post, I know there's such a bad glare right here. Anyways, it doesn't matter. In my notes, I'll put my selfie post. That means, oh, Lindsay, that's a post you're going to put up with your beautiful face. The next one might say rest. Oh, Lindsay, that's what you're going to put up when you go to bed at night. This one's down here says residual income. Okay, Lindsay, that's something that you're going to put on a Paycheck Tuesday. Oh, see, this is how crazy I am. One of mine says colored background post. That just means those are my words that I'm going to go find a colored background and I'm going to put them in there. So utilize your notes. If Amber Mainquest or Susan Kaufman or Maria Dillard puts up something that you're like so profound and you love it, don't go and copy and paste it and put it on your page right then and there. Save the post to your notes and say, this was a great Wellness Wednesday post. I'm going to save it for next week. I'm going to edit it a little bit and go share it next week, because algorithms is a true thing. I don't even know anything about it. I don't want to learn about it. I don't care, but I know there's such a thing. So I want you to make sure that you're not necessarily stealing somebody's post. Just if you see somebody that has a Wellness Wednesday post today that you love, share it in your notes. Make a topic thing, make a little deal at the top that says Wellness Wednesday. Next week, go share it for yourself. Every Sunday night, I tell you, go down and sit down and get your posts made out for the week. It will make your life so much easier. When you start the Unfold app, it'll make your life so much easier. When you start sharing your samples every single week, not day, week. Pick one day of the week that you're going to put your sample slide up in your stories and stick to that day. Every Wednesday is my day, and I have a timer on my phone, because guess what? When life throws you stuff like I have right now, I will forget. I am human. So make you a reminder to put it up. And guess what? I don't have to remake that. I don't even have to think about my samples at all, because it's already made. All I have to do is get it put up today. So I have given y'all a lot of information. I have went from A to B to C to Z. But I'm going to end on this note, because I started on this note. Time freedom is super important. Financial freedom is as well. But for me, the last 3 weeks, my mom has been in and out of the hospital with major surgeries, almost lost her multiple times, and we are still in ICU. If I did not have the business that I had in the group and the community of Thrivers, I don't know where I would be right now. So I want for you to know that you are in the right place at the right time. I want for you to know that genuinely hard work will pay off. It may not be right this second. It may not even be at the end of this month, but I can guarantee you I'm digging in the trenches with you. I did not go to bed last night until midnight, which 11 o'clock it ends here, but midnight, because I was getting my promos and my things ready for the next day. So just know that digging in the trenches, and don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20, guys. We are all in different walks of our lives. We all have different things going on. If you are in that position where you are just trying to get to a rank or reclaim a rank, hey, I'm right there with you. So it happens to the best of us. Millionaire or not, we still have good, bad, and ugly days, but we never stop. Lindsey Dickens Rossler is consistent. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me as Dickens Lindsey on Instagram. I am consistent day in and day out, because you never know when your next runner is there. You never know whose life you're going to change. And for me, I know this has been such a blessing these last 3 weeks that I can step away. My stories were done. I could add things up, and life was golden for me to be by my mother's bedside. So thank y'all so much for listening to my rambling. Seeing all the vending machine is full now, so I'm going to get me some lunch. But y'all have a blessed Wednesday, and I cannot wait. I don't even know who our speaker is tomorrow, but I know it's going to be a dang good one. So y'all have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to y'all soon.